Hello, welcome to Laura's Painted Minis. I am Laura, and we should be able to finish this guy up today. Just got the gem, leather, and the base. Oh, yeah, got some leather there too. And I'm doing the gemstone basically with the same blues that I've used already. So we'll probably also touch this up. A little magic burst up. Touch it up. How is everyone? Right. I noticed this past week that there's another Kickstarter that I have been keeping an eye on and out on. It's by DM Layer. Yeah, DM Layer. Definitely more so for like if you run games or you want to drop a really big hint to your GM that you want them to include some more exciting stuff or something. Or if you know they like just more books, if they are like a book goblin of sorts. I've gotten to like see some of their content through their freebies for their newsletters. And I've liked those. So I got like just the digital versions of the like the main books. There's also like a how kind of a book of advice sort of for GMs slash how to use his books or whatever. I just wasn't going to be able to swing it to do much more than the digital of the main books. They're not terrible, like terribly priced though. That's for sure. There's still another Kickstarter. Well, technically crowdfunder because they use GameFound, I think. From because Dungeons and Lasers is going to do crowdfunder. I'm kind of glad. So they technically were going to start it like in the spring. So probably we're originally going to start around now-ish, but they have pushed it back. And I'm kind of glad they did because they've been like really like doing back to back to back to back to back stuff. And I think they're starting to get to a point where I'm definitely seeing a growing amount of people being frustrated because they're having trouble reaching customer service or getting their pledges or missing part of their pledges or something like that. So I think it's smart. I take it as the company's noticing that they're maybe getting a bit too much or something, taking on too much at once, slash the amount of people that are backing their things is maybe growing. But I get the sense that they're probably similarly sized to Reaper. I don't think they're like, I don't, it doesn't seem like they're a very big company. So I'm glad that they ended up pushing it back. Because otherwise, it's gonna be like Kickstarter, crowdfunder after crowdfunder that I was looking into wanting to back at least. So yeah, it says Q2. So I mean, that can mean like anywhere probably from I mean, it still could be this month actually, but could be anywhere from maybe later this month to June. It's like unless they're going fiscal year, which would be a little more confusing probably for most people. That aren't used to thinking in that way. And then once this guy is finished, I just need to get some pictures and a video of him. And, well, sign, of course. Sign him on the bottom. I probably won't put him on A base because it's pretty decent. And then, yeah, once I can do all those things, then I'll get them up on eBay. And I'll do a post. So if you're following me on my socials, and then you see a post, especially like Instagram or Facebook, I'll post the socials in chat in case you haven't followed yet. There's those. You can follow the link tree there. Since it's just one medium mini, we'll probably start them out at like $9.99. Let's see. So we will work on the base while that gem is drying up. And fair warning, like for those who are my follow my YouTube and watch the paint along series, I have not gotten a video recorded yet for this week. So we'll see. My hands have been kind of still pretty sore from doing that tiling project, which I do have a doctor's appointment tomorrow. It actually doesn't hurt too much while I'm painting most of the time. But when my hands do get sore, it's kind of hard to want to sit down and do extra painting that I kind of could do a different day. Okie dokie. just a tiny bit of like some white. And then I'm gonna really get like a real shine look. Because I'm going to use the gloss sealer since we did use actual metallics. We're not going to be able to make this actually look real all that shiny. Like cover that up and then we could, but yeah, when you've got the real deal, essentially kind of breaks the illusion. There we go. Just get some gloss sealer down on that, and that will stay looking shiny. And it'll still will still benefit from doing some of that illusion that you would do. It'll add to the effect of the gloss. Yeah, gloss healer. Sweet. I think he's pretty much done. I could probably put a little bit more of a highlight on this scabbard. Notice. Alrighty. Let's see. I will just use the blue liner that I've got. Just clean up these edges. Just like I would if I had an actual base. about that. All right. Put him off to the side to eventually seal fully. Do like regular brush on sealer for the rest of them. We will get to cleaning up, getting these. They are got some goblin, kind of warrior, goblin fighter of sort. 5 of them. This will be replacing the mage. So these are just leftovers from the mold. It can just be easily pinched off. I should get my cut mat. There. Yeah, I can work on these. Let's see. Some of them have big things on the feet. Some of them don't. These are from Next Level Miniatures. One of their previous Kickstarters. And they are simulcast, so I find that there's still like maybe a mold line of sorts. I find they're rather quite a bit smaller, which makes it so that if you happen to miss it, it's usually not a problem. Unless you have like insanely good eyes. This guy looks like I've gotten most of it. Most of the stuffs. Them on a stand as a way to easily know which ones I've done or not done. I don't start confusing myself. And I'll probably go ahead and like do some sort of quick basting or something with them too once I got them all cleaned up of the mold artifacts and whatnot. I had another D&D session, the one that I'm running yesterday. So that was fun. Getting them a step closer to kind of a mini boss fight. Of course, I had to improvise a little bit on clues for them to figure out where the hideout was, but I was kind of glad that I had at least kind of thought of a few different clues, basically. And I kind of had an idea of like where they would find them or how they would find them, but like I understood that there's the possibility they were gonna search differently than how I was thinking, which they did. So I just kind of changed basically where I was thinking about giving them or a certain clue. And they seem to still really to be enjoying it and everything. Blue tack. The one I grabbed did not have any blue tack on it. I'm pretty sure I already have 5 of these with blue tack already on it, so more. Let's see. Oh, there's 6 of these, not 5. I miscounted. Oh. I can just reuse this. It's interesting because normally a lot of them they did sets of 5. This is definitely a set of 6. Wonder if I just accidentally got a 6th one. It's been so long I don't even know if that was supposed to be the case or not. Let's see. What did I do with my camp? There it is. All right. These are, I think they're not tiny, are they? I'll look that up real quick. I was thinking they were still medium creatures, but it's been a while now that I've used goblins. Small. Okay, well, guess we might as well use up these really tiny bases that I got for some reason. Let's see. 6. Try and use all the same ones. Got like one random in here that's different size or different brand. These out of the way. Just kind of, it'll be cool but simple, basically, using some cork. And you can just kind of like, kind of roughly let them go ahead and be kind of rough. And we cut it. So then we kind of basically get that kind of a rocky edge look of sorts. Or if you want to do like flocking on top, it'd be like the dirt layer. This cork board is probably a little bit on the thick side to try and say that it's just a regular level layer of soil and then grass on top, especially with doing such small bases. See if I need to use different glue or not. We'll see if that stays. And then see if this gives something a little better to grip on. If not, then the cork board will help give us something that we can pin into if we need to pin it to get it to actually stay on the mini or on the base. I mean. I think might need to use different glue. Seems like the cork is sticking to the base at least. There. Got this glue. This usually when this Loctite glue doesn't work, usually this other stuff will do the trick. It's kind of like tacky glue or rubber cement. Kind of, it's definitely a lot more goopy. I like using the Loctite glue a lot more just because it sets faster and is a little cleaner. But sometimes you just have to change up, use different things. Right. Set that off to the side so it can finish. And then I'll keep a lot of this for adding on to the bases themselves, because then it can be like give you some like interesting like rocks and stuff, basically. All right. Try and actually be on camera. So just gonna go ahead and roughly draw a few more circles. Cut out. Let's see. Clean the nozzle off of the oohoo glue real quick. It'll just kind of keep oozing out when the cap is off. I don't really do facing first, but I have found with these guys that don't have any like integral bases on them that it's just a lot easier to get them to be on the base solid and whatnot. If I just go ahead and build up the base somewhat at least. And since we trace the outside of the base, it's going to be what we cut out will be bigger than what we need it to be. I was noticing I don't have my Fiverr on my link tree. So if you go to my Instagram, I did at least add an extra link onto my Instagram. If you are interested in commissions, that would be the place to go. Or where I will, I mean, you can also just message me in any of the socials that have that as an option. But I mean, I'm gonna probably end up directing you to that anyway. A little bit more of that off. And then hopefully I'll be able to remember to add that to my link tree. Not sure why I didn't, because I know I put my kind of overall prices on there. It's been I guess still recuperating a little bit, I guess, from being a little extra busier with the tile project. So yes. Okay. Another one there. And back to cutting. Let's do this one. And get this cut out, and then I'll have to go give my toddler a snack. So it's that time. Looks like. will be a little big. Right, I'll be right back. Right. You're back. Cutting out some more of these guys. I'm kind of guessing this is about all we'll get done the rest of the stream. So but hey, this means we'll have these guys ready to go to be painting next week. Unless of course they get some commissions, then those will come first, since these are just paint to sell. There is no deadline for them to be done, so it's kind of the opposite when it comes to commissions usually. I'm not aware of a commission that has like no deadline. Okay. Looks like good size. Glue it on. Have any of y'all got any fun minis you're starting or in progress or whatever? If you can't chat, that's fine. April in general has just been a busy month. And then March was kind of busy. At the end of March was just kind of busy because I'm doing the tile project. It's just kind of, that has just kind of lingered because of having to wait a week while the grout fully cures before I can seal all the like edges, outer edges and whatnot. Like basically wherever it meets up with a wall or something else. Only got like a small little bit left of that, so I'm kind of glad. I should be able to easily do that probably like tomorrow afternoon or something. And then Wednesday I can follow whatever my doctor prescribes. It's probably going to be rest and ice, which is, since I'm still finishing up the project, it's not something I've been able to do. This also itself probably not very restful for the hand muscles, but well. a little bit off more on some of these sides. There we go. Yeah. Getting glue on myself. Well, got lots of fodder here for rocks and whatnot. Check before I carve away too much. Not bad. I think I might just like try and rough up the top a bit more. It's not such a clean circle. Hit the mic accidentally. I'll have to remember that when I do anything with cork that I'll want to use that the Yoo-hoo glue. I think that's how it's pronounced. Instead of the the usual Loctite instead of this stuff. Right, that is all 6 of them glued. So that's this diff. I suppose if we wanted to, we could go ahead and I'm gonna actually get out my basing glue just so I don't have to deal with how globby this is. We can glue down some of the stuff on there. Add some rocks, basically. I just have like this. That's basically like craft glue. Go to that first one. One of the first ones we did. That way we've had time to set a little bit. Just slop some down. So this is the one that I did not use the Yoo-hoo glue underneath the cork, only to get him to stay on the cork. Is it on? Oh, yep, it's on the base. I just need to get some glue tacked down to get him to actually maybe be a little more solid on this guy. There. That would be kind of some interesting kind of rubble, rocks, whatever. Adds a little bit of interest to the base. So it's not like too plain. Use my pokey tool to better situate things. Mm. I might still end up adding some like really simple static grass, like growing out of the kind of cracks or crevices that we'll have here. We can paint it so that it looks more like there's some actual crevices, like a rock and whatnot. So then we can easily kind of see if we want to still put some other stuff on the base or not. Always remember to clean your nozzle before you put cap on. Glue will be a pain in the butt to get. So that's all the guys. These are all glued and now glued and cleaned and ready to be base coated, which I'll probably just do later. Some other time I got some glue right there. So, thanks for joining. I know it's not as exciting of a stream for those of you who like painting more so. But we will be back Thursday, same time, 1:30 p.m. Central. And I got this, still finishing this up. Got enough of her painted that I glued her all together, so we need to get some green stuff out to kind of do some filling in the gaps there. And then we can go into kind of finishing up some things. And I still haven't really finished or painted I think this sword, and we got leather I haven't painted. I haven't painted this bedroll at all either. And I think her eyes, obviously. Typically need to paint that. Then I think I need to bring up pretty much the highlights a bit more on all of these areas in front, just to kind of make it a little bit more stronger since she is rather close. But yeah, because she is coming along pretty well. And then after that, there are some other minis that I'll be getting out to do for the next campaign session. Now that I know for sure kind of since yeah, I know more about what I'm gonna have for the mini boss fight, and there definitely was a hint that one of my players might want a mini that is very clearly like their father's character. Wasn't realizing that I didn't have very many things to be that. So, yep. Anyway, I'm just rambling. So, Thanks for joining, y'all, and I'll see you Thursday. Bye.